is to make you reflect. I don't want my I don't want my things to die. So I gotta watch my power supply. So I think I'm on. I hope I'm on. That was a whole little thing right there trying to get on to the to YouTube. So I don't think I am.
Then Bob, it's on YouTube.
I can't see it.
No, I'll be on there.
Which one is on?
Oh, that'd be right.
I see it. This thing. So now Aburu, Aboye, Aboshishe, Oloris, Awo, Ile Ifa, Ile Idingbe, Ile Edu, the mighty Iyadudu temple. Echo Oshe, Fa, Osun, Egbe, Ibeji, Olofin, Eshodora, Aj, Ori, Edon. May all the divinities support us, right? It's a big day, just because it's Ifa Day, right? The day of long life, and the day of health, right? So, what is our vision? If I ask us in direct terms, what's going to be our vision? What is our vision? And so, what is our future vision, right? How we see things currently is always right. We're always working on it. But what about the vision for the future? So there's certain things that we there are certain plans that are made. Yes, we're gonna finish high school. Yes, we're gonna go to college. Yes, I'm gonna be alive. Right, that can be some of the things. Right, I want to be alive. But what things do we? What other things do we see when we look towards the future? Are we adding in right certain energies to bring about the change? You know, there's different things that are important to each one of us about the future and how we see our plan. So we understand, right? It's all that, oh yeah, get initiated for your destiny. Oh, so you can have long life. But why? Why have long life? Right. What's the ultimate or what's one of the core purposes of having a long life? We can see it in various old news, right? Where Otura Rico, where it talks about producing fruit, right? We can see it in Oak Bay Conron when it talks about the coconut and the palm tree, right? We can see it with, what kind of energy that we're supposed to pay for it, like with Oturarete. We can see following wisdom with Okbelara, right? We can see um how Ifa tells us about the transitions in Ogberikusa. We can tell where when we coming and going with Otura Gasa. Right? But how should we see these things? How do we see them and them mixing with our lives and what we got going on today and how we're going to use those things for the future? The vision. What's the vision? We know that Ifa consistently tells us that we have to look at things from two perspectives. Right? On its face is the internal feeling and the external action. If you don't have those and they're not in alignment, right, with what you see in heaven, close your eyes and think about the future and tell me what you see. David, you're like, oh, Baba, why you calling me? Like, what?
Yes, Bob.
Well, close your eyes and when you think about the future, what's something that you see? Generally.
Children paying back.
I say, hey,
Shay.
I say,
I say.
grace.
Um,
Close your eyes now, Grace. Don't be cheating.
okay. I see more children in the future.
I say, hey, y'all too, yeah. Well, yeah. So David said, children paying back. There's longevity in there, right? Because the children, right? There's a whole lot of things in there. That was actually a very good answer. But it's all based on the vision. So, of course, right, there's spouse that's included in that. Because without spouse, you can't have no children. That's not a solo party. Right? So not only there's spouse, then there's coming to children, like what Grace said. I don't even want to ask Ifadare or Ifafumike, Latona, or Ifakanstola. We all pretty much gonna say the thing. Whatever it is, it's gonna be connected to our children. I can guarantee you. Even if you say car, how you think you gonna shuttle them children around or get the things you need for them? Even if it's a place to live. So there's no need, after I got those two answers, there's no need to ask anything else because those kind of like do it for me too. Whether it's my children or somebody else's children. She said retirement. It still got something to do with the children. Oh, that's too funny. But it's a good answer, right? And we can use that as a basis to see everything else and those other things that are included in that. So spouse is one, right? You know, all that stuff that go along with spouse companionship and all that tenderness and partnership and all that kind of like stuff. But then the children and the longevity. So in order to have longevity of the children, there has to be a certain degree of stability. I guess that's the, they agree too. How do you get there? Ifa tells us just by changing our perspective, right, and certain things about our view, we can get there. Because the changes are automatic. Once there's a certain level of recognition, the change is automatic. The pulling back of one's perspective, perception. So we can see it right where if I ask us to hone in or focus or be hyper focused on certain things, but on other things, it's getting us to pull our focus back, right? The movement of focus, vision, different types of vision, being able to use it, right? we know like washing dishes or doing something around the house is different than driving because our vision is expanded then. Got your head on a swivel and all that kind of stuff, right? So we can see even in our daily life how depending on what the task is or what the goal is, we'll move our vision from close to outward, I guess, from near to far, I guess, and everywhere in between. And Otura Wonrin, right, in the ray of long life, Ifa tells us, Ifani, Otura Eleri,
Otura and Larry,
400 buffalo,
400 buffalo,
400 buffalo,
400 buffalo,
800 horns,
800 horns,
800 horns,
20 Fulani men,
20
20
Fulani,
Fulani men,
80 sandals. I'm sorry, 40 sandals.
40 sandals,
40 sandals,
400 Tapa men,
400 Tapa
100
men,
Tapa men,
800 Baramu tribal marks,
800 Baramu tribal marks.
Ifa's message
Ifa's
Fast message
for my father,
for my
for my
father,
father,
Ojonleke,
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 offspring
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 of the heavy downfall
of
of
the
the
heavy
heavy
downfall
downfall
that took over Edo land.
that
that
took over
took over
Edo
Edo
land.
land
When all Ire
when all
When
Ire
all Ire
were going on the road,
were
were going on the
going on the
road,
road,
and no one entered the house.
and no
and
one
no one
entered the
entered the
house.
house.
He was advised to offer a bow.
He was
He was
advised to
advised
offer
to
a
offer
bow.
a bow.
He complied.
He
He
complied.
complied.
Ifa declares,
Ifa
Ifa
declared,
declares,
away with the okra and the farm,
away with the
away with
okra
the
and the farm,
okra
in the farm.
and to hell
and to
and to
hell
hell
with the garden egg fruit.
the garden egg.
It is inside my house that I sat,
it is
It is
inside
inside
my house that I sat,
and all Ire
and all Ire
D-Ray
came looking for me,
looking for me,
looking for me
like flood
like flood.
like
like
flood
will all Ire of life
will all Ire of life
all Israelites
flow towards me.
Flow
flow
towards me.
towards me.
will come to me.
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashewa, to,
Ashewa.
So, Ore, Yayo. So, we're talking about perspective. Perception, plans, goals. So, we've seen parts of this verse before. This Odu is Otura on the right and Owonrin on the left. Does anybody remember where we've seen I think the first three lines, 400 buffalo, 800 horns, 20 Fulani men, 40 sandals, 400 Tapa men, 800 Baramu tribal marks. Does anybody remember where we saw that before? Who had the hand up? You for Solo?
Obehume.
Maybe, but that's not the one I was thinking. But you're probably right.
It was an Itadogun.
Benny, Ashe, Ifatuse.
I wanted to say Owonrin.
No, I don't think that's it either.
Okay.
We're gonna check. So come with your proof. Okay, you don't have to do it now, but later. Call me with show me, text me your proof, and I will give you the recognition. If you don't give me your proof, I ain't gonna say nothing. But
That's
so
only fair, Baba.
how
That's only fair.
Benny, Idina Shogbo, Odi on the right and Irechi on the left. So, irregardless, right? It shows us there about vision, right? Being able to see the 400 buffalo, right? And then the 800 horns. So it's saying the thing that you're currently doing is the pathway to blessing. So where if you use the buffalo for a certain thing, right, you can also use the horns for something else. So it's the thing that you're already doing that multiplies itself. The thing that you're doing um the thing that you're doing is already going to multiply itself. The, the door open. The door is open, right? For new blessings. Like the door is literally open. I will eat for color, but but again, like the OD says, right? The it's open. There's more blessings where you at, right? It reiterates it several times. 200 Fulani men, 40 sandals, right? 400 Tapa men, 800 Baramu tribal marks. Again, right? The multiplying of the blessing in the place that we at. So these things, right? We understand that here the ebo is very different because it's not talking about a material sacrifice, right? Because we got the 4 legs, right? We got the 2 legs, right? We got even some other thing, right? The sandals and things like that, right? These things are a part of the information, and so these not necessarily the things we would give up or the things that we would offer as sacrifice. The Odu is telling us that there's a different sacrifice that we need to make, and it's that of one's vision, right? Character now. When we look at things from a different perspective, the blessings will start to pour in. Ojonleke, it's like a heavy rainfall. So where it can destroy some things, right? Right, it will. We look at sometimes the erratic energy of Oya and the whirlwind and Shango as well, and it gets to that in the later part of the verse, but it uses that, right? Destruction somewhere else, right, is your blessing. The thing that is moved from somewhere else and it moves closer to you is blessing, and it takes time. There's a process. How are we gonna look at the flood? It gives us the two perspectives. Someone's gonna see it as a challenge, while we may see it as a blessing. Regardless, right? It's the perspective shift that is asking us, and it can be so drastic sometimes. It's what we need to do. So, are you gonna intentionally or intentfully try to look at things consciously, right? To look at things from another perspective, a higher perspective, right? Because this is where the rain comes from, on high, from the clouds. Later in the verse, it discusses the garden egg and the okra. We know those things are earthbound. So either way, right? If it's something that we should abstain from, is so much into the esoteric aspect of it. The things coming from on high, even nourishing and supplying growth for or living energy for the things on the earth. Even though there's things that are blessing to us, there's things also that these energies cultivate that can be harmful. It gives us several different Orisha, specifically Osun, Oya, and Shango. What's giving birth? What is given life by the rainfall? Everyone receives a new beginning, right? Even the one whose property or things may have been lost due to the rain. We know that the rain for some, right, it's a blessing, and you can receive it as a taboo. Hey, you should not be out in the rain. Same old do we find. It says be out in the rain. Look forward to it. Based on the orientation, it can change. But with this verse, it's very clear that we should stay away from certain things or stay away from cultivating, right? Giving our water, giving our life energy to certain perspectives, points of view. But you're like, well, how does that help me to manifest? The Odu Ifa give us clear signs on how to do it. It tells us the things we must do. That's two parts, right? It's two things that we must stay away from: garden eggs and okra. That would tell us these earthbound pursuits, contention and strife. We shouldn't seek destruction. There's other things that's included in that. We should be more focused on those things, right? Cultivating the blessings, being able to be, in a sense, detached from certain things, because being able to change how we feel, that the alchemical process, it shows us, right, by the things that we offer and the things we give up, we place a different intention on it. Oh, not everybody can do it, right? But we can. We have the Odu Ifa to tell us, right? We have Eji Okbe from the Omoawo prayers. We have Oseomolu, Ose on the right, Nogunda on the left. It tells us that we high on the food chain, right? We got Otura Rete that tells us that we can have these acts of benevolence, that we can show gratitude, right? We learn how to forgive, or even ourselves, things we don't even know about from Oshe Bile. We understand that we have to continuously offer things up, right? Because the situation changes with Irete Tutu. We have the things that help us make the shift. This verse said it's not any of those tangible things, right, that we may think about or that we may see, that it makes the difference. What's the thing that changes the alchemy or the esoteric nature of the action is based on intention. That's all it is. Yes, we do the material sacrifice and stuff like that, but it gives us insight on how our perspective or what our perception is and how it affects the outcome. Being able to recognize the blessings, right, even when we are in the midst of them. Can't nobody tell me nothing bad about you. Just using that as an example, right? Because it's the way that I choose to view you. So what happens after I make the choice, right, in a certain direction, the universe will support me in that action because it's my control. It's your control. Ashe. Let us stay with the high vibrational energies. Let us put Ifa and Oshun in place of those destructive forces. Let our destiny bring the rain of blessings on our head. And may we enjoy each opportunity. Questions, concerns, comments? D? David? Yeah.
Yes, Baba, I heard you.
Questions?
No questions.
Benny?
No.
Grace?
Yes, Bob, I have a question. Um, can you name some of the high vibrational energies that we should have?
Joy, love, empathy, compassion, forgiveness, discipline, patience, confidence, love. Did I say forgiveness?
Yes, Baba.
That's all I can think of.
Ashe.
I mean, there's more, but I say honesty. Yeah, I got.
Uh, Benny, Baba, I just wanted to ask for those who may be just streaming or new to Ile Idingbe, if you could explain the importance when you say um, about the, not being quick to anger, don't be angry or don't be arguing and fighting, the importance of that connection to manifestation and why or why Ifa instructs such, because there may be some tuning in that may not know why that's so important.
Benny. I'm gonna try because I have a question. It's a rhetorical question in a sense, but let me see by a show of hands who's ever cooked a terrible meal on purpose. That even Sola, you did it on purpose. David, you cooked a terrible meal on purpose? You did it on purpose?
It wasn't on purpose.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be on purpose.
Oh,
I
got to
did
be
it
on.
on purpose.
Yeah, no, intentionally.
I did it on purpose.
You know, I'm not gonna make no jokes about it. So it's rare, right? So typically we don't do things to have a bad result. So the E5 gives us guidance on how we're supposed to manifest, right? Because it is based on the thing that we manifest, or the thing we manifest is based on how we manifest it. You ever heard somebody say, I don't give a fuck, and then they destroy whatever the thing is? And they really feel like that. Because these energies, right, and even emotion, we know that all carry a particular vibration. So the thing is, and this is what people don't get, is how you feel. That's an energy or an Orisha that you are allowing into your body. Remember, everything has a vibration. Even the food we eat. Like we got some of us don't eat meat, right? Don't he don't eat no flesh, right? But he's spiritually sensitive, right? Knowing his life dude, which is Otura, it's easy to poison the river. So spiritually, again, Baba keep his body clean in that way, right? So that the things that he creates manifest quickly because his energy is a certain level. So if we angry, we manifest things that may manifest quickly, but they have a short life. They can cause harm rather than good. So the energy that we create a thing is the energy that it will give us back. If you speak well, you'll get good things. So yeah, life be life, and it's very easy, right? And so those things, right? This is why it's so important to work on character, because those things that you do when nobody's around, those things help you to manifest as well. So we have to understand, right? Even those times, especially those times when we by ourselves, how do you feel? Are you okay with sitting with yourself? Will you move through these different emotions and feelings and focus on what's real or what will be in the future? This energy matters because of the vision. If you can't see that it's possible, how are you going to manifest it? If you don't believe it's possible, how are you going to manifest it? I was talking to I got a kind of a reality check. I had to check myself the other day. One of the EIs was telling me, she was like, yeah, she was talking about the future. And it's good, right? Because she always talk about the future. And so, you know, me, I'm like, hey, well, you know, let's go slow, right? Go slow with those things. 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 Be mindful of this. And I had to check myself, and I was like, you know what? You're bad. My bad. You absolutely right. It's okay to speak about the future, but how can you do that with a certain way of thinking? How will you be able to speak things into existence if you place those blockages on yourself? How will you manifest? So this is why how you feel is important, because you feel if it's possible or not. You feel if it's good or not. So, I say, Ifadare, question. I think I already asked you already.
No question. Never.
Ifabaranke?
I'm still formulating my question. Can you come back to me later, or I don't know. I don't know. I just do want to say that I think that this class is wonderful. It's very helpful for me, and I'm glad to be here off of my little bull crap and back in alignment, because when I'm in alignment with class, you know, it gives me the wisdom that's needed. You're right on point right now today, and as far as where I'm at. So thank you.
Ashe. Grace. I was laughing at Ifa Kyle Solar.
Yes, I just have one more question.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know if I finished asking the other one, but she was in my
Yeah,
head.
you did. Yeah, you did. Oh, I was thinking, how can we like remove the blockages from ourselves to manifest the right way?
Being conscious. Ooh, that's a good one. You got to be present. Let me see, right? By a show of hands, who had some shitty happen to them in the past? Everybody should have their hand up. Right? I understand, right? We take for granted. Let's take it's a given. It's perspective, right? Based on our experience, our personal experience, we've all had or witnessed something shitty happen. You know? So Is that happening today? Those circumstances will never happen again. Those circumstances will never happen again. You'll in this life, you won't be a 6-year-old falling off your bike. Nobody here is in high school, so some of those things that may have happened during that period, they won't ever happen again. Everything's changed. So I'm saying this, right? And I know some of the stuff that has happened, right? From the worst to the least. From the most severe to the most petty. All kinds of things have happened, but that's not your circumstances today. And so if you focus on recreating those circumstances, right, that you travel in your mind, you travel back to the past to review or bring to the current set of circumstances those things that happened in the past, you'll never be in the present. Do you understand me? If you always rely on a memory from the past, right? Because once there's that recognition, you've made the change. So you'll never be that old again. It'll never be those exact circumstances again. So the situation will change. You'll have to treat the new situation differently. Instead of dwelling on the past. So how did that help you, the past, help you to move forward? It doesn't. It only holds you back. There's a reason why you gained that experience, right? Maybe it was to break generational curses today, that you recognize that so that you can help other people through those situations and change that inside your DNA, right? And have forgiveness. Remember, we got those, we got the foundation. Ejogbe, Ogunda Wonrin, Ogunda Se, or Osegun Legend, I'm sorry. Ose Omolu, Ose on the right, Ogunda on the left. Oturete, right? Irosuna Tutu, Irosuna Turapon, Ofumeji, Oshe Tura. We have those things, right, to help us with our foundation. So if we at odds with something, let's apply those rules, those lessons that we learned from those ODE5 to our current circumstances, right? Is it an opportunity for me to have forgiveness? It's an opportunity for me to speak well. It's an opportunity for me to believe in myself, right? It's an opportunity for me to offer something up, right? Because we have a choice. Irosuna Tutu. It shows us not having a choice or having a choice and not making a choice. In and of itself is a choice versus choosing to give certain things up, right? To alleviate our suffering. You know, all topped off with Arangun Meji to help us to be organized, understand all that stuff that we was learning about before was just to help us to organize our shit. It said, right? Get it together. Look at things like this. Organize it be hard because we have to throw things away. And we don't like to. Especially sometimes we don't feel like we have a lot. But again, right, that's a matter of perspective. Again, back to Otura Wonrin. The place where you at is where the blessing is. Sometimes pull yourself back, right? Because we can be too close to the thing, right? And we will see the other blessings that are there. Who, Ifarike? People think it's all ritual. It's not. You can kill as many goats as you want to, but if you don't change your character, how you see the thing, your blessings gonna continue. They'll pass you by. Oh yeah, you developed it, all right, but you can hold on to it. Like we effective at what we do because we combine character with it. Anything that happens in this Ile, it is a combined effort. Anything that happens in Iyadudu is a combined effort. Anything. It's a combined effort. We offer a bow together. We travel to and from, right? Whether you've done it in the past or you'll do it in the future, or there's some lesson that's learned, right? They're connected with everything that we do. So the ebos that you offer, right? They participate in. So even if you don't see them on a day-to-day basis, right, that they are still working on your behalf. And that's powerful. That's the covering. That's the blessing. Ifarike, did you ask your question already? Or did I start talking again? Ifatusin?
Baba, I have two questions.
Uh-oh.
First question is, are you going to post this verse? Because I
You
need to
probably
get my
have it already. But yes.
Okay, babe. And what was the second question? Okay, come back to me.
Benny.
I gotta go back to my paper.
Benny. Ayo.
No questions, Baba.
You okay?
I'm okay. I'm in the store right now.
Oh, okay. Get us some ice cream.
But they ain't got no ice cream, but I can go to the other store and get us some ice cream.
I said, Iya Benji. Iya Benji.
No questions, Baba.
I say. Kashan.
No questions, Baba. Borubo ye bosi shay.
Ogwato.
I say.
Ifasola. Naze.
No questions, Baba.
How you doing?
I'm good. At a cookie booth.
Huh?
Girl Scouts.
Oh. I need some cookies. Holla at your Baba. These cookies. If I pomele.
No questions, Baba.
Ashe. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Okay, David.
I had a okay. I had a question about the significance of cooking the food bad intentionally. Has to do with arguing.
So doing something, and I just use cooking as an example. When no one cooks something, right? They put their energy into something for it to turn out bad. Right. So we think about all the things that um hey, it ain't I'm gonna bake you a cake. Right? That's it's like that saying. Right? I'm gonna bake you a cake. Remember that?
I remember that.
Right? I'll bake, it's a surprise, but it's something negative. Right? So when we do things, we don't do them intentionally to have a negative outcome, right? We can look at like poisoning, right? It's taboo to poison somebody, right? Because we don't do things, right, with a negative intention. But that's what poisoning is. So, energetic or otherwise, we should not do things to that end, right? It's not something that's normal or commonplace, you know? And so it's automatic, right? Cooking automatically comes with like, you know, people be trying to put their foot in it, whether it's male or female. Whatever you cooking, you're gonna put your foot in it. So it means that certain things are inherently done, right? Most things, all things should be done with a particular type of goal or intention. All right. And that's to bless someone else, right? And, versus, some loss or sickness or something like that. We just not built that way. So that's how it was a rhetorical question, because nobody cooks a meal with the intention. If a console playing around, but maybe she not. I don't know the circumstance, but generally speaking, nobody does that because we do those things out of love, whether for the people directly that we're doing it for, or the people that will receive the benefit of that blessing in some other way. It's just done with a different intention. So I was just shedding light on that whatever we do, we typically want to do it to the best of our ability. And this is one of the things that will add to its longevity. Like, so you got people, that work under you, right? So those people that you work with, right? They may call it a culture, right? The people you work with may have a particular culture, right? That they provide a particular type of service. So if there's wrongdoing, right, then they try to pluck that thing and get rid of it. A bad employee, let's say, if they ain't trying to follow the rules, right, and the established culture, right, because y'all bring about a particular result, you provide a particular service. It's automatically the energy that you put into it, pride in your work, right? The ability to give a quality product or different things like that, those things are automatic. And it's really a part of the culture of anything that we do. It's even just like cooking food. When your wife cook or you cook, you're not, oh, I'm gonna cook this. I hope they think it's nasty. Nobody does that. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the point. The intention behind the thing that we're doing, we have to remember to have that sometimes and stay in that energy. So that's the relevance. Calm down before you cook over here. We'll order out that night.
That's it.
Anybody else?
Actually, I do have a question, Robin.
Okay, who that? Oh, Kashawn.
Yes, you said watch your energy. Is that something you consciously do every day? And if so, how do you go about doing it?
Yes. So I was having a discussion with the Omwawo the other day, and she was said, Bob, I want to ask you about some questions about the future. So we were talking about it first, stuff, and so we make by living in the present, we plan for the future, right? So when we pray for tomorrow. The blessings that are coming today are already on their way. So we plan for praying for blessings tomorrow. So it's just right. This is one of the ways that we kind of like deal with our own awareness or increase our awareness by being present. So the more I don't want to say stay in prayer, but the more you stay in prayer, right? Learning your own wild prayers, right? It takes a small thing to trigger a part of that in you. All I have to say is a couple of lines because you know what I'm talking about. Now you know the verse, so you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the verse. Right? So if I say, Aruma said it is time to sleep, I echo it is time to sleep. What verse is that, Kashan?
I think that's Ogbealara.
Benny, you see? So tell me something that it talk about in Ogbealara.
It talks about the Akapo not being educated enough to understand exactly what would awaken Orumala. And Orumala is just a metaphor for Ifa. So it says, Ifa, when you are fully awake, please grant me these blessings. After I learn how to fully awaken you and these things that you like and these things that will, allow you to come into my life and make things better.
So what was the thing that how was the Akapo wrong?
The Akapo had first got 2 rats swift and running, but those weren't enough. After that, he got 2 fish graceful in swimming, which also weren't enough. Then he got 3 birds graceful, swift in flight. 2 birds swift in flight, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got 2 goats with big livers. But Rumala denied all those things, saying that they were not enough to wake him up. Then he told him at the end, he said, go and get the alligator pepper, go and get the cola nut, the bitter cola nut, and go and get the alcohol. And then Rumala was like, all right, now that you got these things, I'm fully awake. So
those things, right? If we think about it, the rat, right? It's a big thing. It's a small size, right? It's a small size. It could be about this long, about 6 to 8 inches long, maybe, half an inch to 3/4 inches thick. We got the fish, which is a little bit bigger than that. You got birds, which is bigger than that, and you got the goats, which is bigger than that. Right? These things are what, Deshaun?
These are all sacrificial animals.
Right, offerings. So what about the other things? What about the cola nut, the bitter cola nut, the alligator pepper, and the OT?
Those supplement the sacrifices.
No.
Or do they come before the sacrifice?
No, they're the same things. Right? When we do O'Shea, when we open up, right, to make the offerings, right, we open up with cola nut. Depending on what energy we're doing, right, whether it's Ogun, which takes cola nut, or Shango, which takes a rugbo.
Okay.
What energies take a mixture of those? Obi, Orugbo, Atari, OT. These things are considered the small sacrifices. So it says that in order to wake up our Ifa, it's not the big sacrifices, it's the small ones. Like following your taboos, for instance. It's a small sacrifice. You don't really have to give anything up because you don't have it anyway. So the whole purpose with the Ebo with this, right, is what things will you give? Remember, because I said we have a choice. It tells us in Irasun to a poem, Irasun at Tutu. So by getting the E5 cast, right, you're finding out what things do I need to give up? What mixture of things do I need to give up? So yeah, I need to put my energy in one direction. I need to push energy over here. I need to deny it right here. And I need to move over there in this way. It's multifaceted to help you shift timelines. We talked about that. The way you are today, there's a particular direction that you headed, and you'll get there if you don't change too much stuff about your life the way you are today. But the next time that you cast Ifa off
Get some more if we need some more. I ain't trying to pull out all that stuff. It's already after 1 o'clock.
Lakeisha. You not muted.
The Lord.
You're not muted. So, the direction that you're going right now, right, with if you don't change too many things in your life, right, with your belief systems, with your relationship, with your drive, you don't change too much, right? There's a particular part of your destiny that you will reach. But the next time that you cast the final offer of bow, it's going to tell you, okay, we know that you headed on this direction, right? Because it's past, present, and future. We know you headed on this trajectory. There's an opportunity or a series of opportunities coming in the future where you're going to shift timelines further. But it's all about timing. When we offer a bow, who we offer a bow with, what's the manner in which we do this, right? Is this a collective sacrifice? Will this sacrifice, will I pull more from this sacrifice than others? Will I give more energy this time to others? This is the purpose of why we do like Itadoguns and the annuals and stuff like that, because we all going in a particular direction at different levels, right? And spaces. So this is what those smaller sacrifices do. Like we received the information today, right, about abstaining from anger, area of children, area of long life, area IJ, area of long life. We already have long life. The things we're doing already give us longevity. What's some of those other blessings that we'll receive on the way? It's telling us, right, to be not to be angry, because that thing will take us to another trajectory with children, in and out of, right, some thing. But whether it's our literal children, our spiritual children, subordinates, these type of things, we got to be patient.
Sure.
Anyone else? If I say anything harmful, hurtful, or untrue, it is surely from myself. If I say anything that is true, correct, and brings long life, it is surely from Ifa Olodumare. Iyalode, when we get to the E-rays, can you take us home? Ojibona not here.
Ben.
Ifa, bless you.
Ashe.
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 Thank baby.